my God. And Phoenix and Katie are off to the races, and we're in a draw position. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a draw position. Is there any hope? Oh my God. Phoenix, against all odds, has tied this game. And we are underway for Game 1 of Round 2 of the Full Strive Chess Tournament. We have Katie playing with the white pieces, Phoenix playing with the black pieces. Katie is looking to get another shot at the Full Strive Chess Tournament final for the second time in 2 tournaments. Can she pull it off? The bishop now slides forward to g4, and we also have a Carl plate on the board by Phoenix. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup here. Exquisite. The bishop's the quick exchange there, and now the pawn pushes forward. Now, oh my word! Now the c pawn pushes forward, and it is absolute chaos here on this side of the board. Oh my word! What do you do here? The knight now slides forward. You probably need to take this pawn here, and then probably get the bishop over here. Knight now takes, pawn takes, and black is winning as it currently stands. Oh nope, just kidding. It's okay. Now black is winning. I honestly could not tell you why, because the eval bar is just a roller coaster right now. This is a Karl defense advance. Butvinik, Karl's defense. Knight now moves forward to c3. Pawn pushes forward now to d4, attacking the knight. Knight now slides up to b5. And a fork was imminent, but black does a great job of castling the king, getting the king to safety. And it is black who is in the driver's seat early in this one. Katie now moves the knight forward, and that's actually not the best move because bishop takes, pawn takes, and now the rook's going to get over, and there's no way to save this pawn, although you could probably win the bishop here eventually. But you could also probably push here too and then eventually stop that. But ideas are here for Phoenix. Katie has also used like no time on her clock. Phoenix did a little bit of thinking in that spot. Honestly, don't mind the slide. Oh my God, and now Katie's going to have to move her king here. Ooh, that's kind of spooky. A little spooky. She vouches to slide her king over there to d1. Now the bishop needs to come up here to defend that pawn. Good job by Katie defending that pawn. Well done there. You cannot move your king here, by the way, either, because the knight's going to come in here with check. Probably push this pawn. Actually, that's still scary, because then the rook can come over here and have there be discovered checks here, potentially. And you can't castle anymore either, because you lost your right to castle. Crazy. Phoenix is taking a little bit of a think here. Both players are dead locked in this bout. Phoenix vouches to slide the knight over to a5. Now the rook slides over for Katie to c1. Oh my word, and Phoenix pushes the pawn. But it is to no avail because now Katie gets the rook in. A 7th rank rook is on the board. 7th rank rooks are absolute killers in chess. Absolute killers. The rook now slides forward. Oh my word, and now Katie needs to push this pawn forward to d7, and there's nothing stopping this pawn from promoting. The only thing you can do here is... But instead she slides the rook over to e1. Is there any hope for Phoenix? Can Phoenix pull off something crazy here? Is it even possible? This pawn's going to push here, covered by the rook. And then black's going to have to move their knight back here, and then you move the rook up here. Pawn pushes forward now. Now the pawn pushes, and Katie looks like she is going to win this one if she can hold on. If she can hold on. This is the next move that needs to be played. Phoenix needs to bring the knight back to c6. c6 is the best move on the board. That's the only move that saves the position. For now, the position is already lost. Phoenix taking his sweet time here, as he rightfully should. We're on move 23. d7 is on the board. Phoenix vouches to push the pawn forward, and it is catastrophic. Actually, no. Blurring the 9-1 move? Question mark? Knight's going to fall off the board. Oh, my word. But Katie takes the knight. Or, excuse me, takes the rook. Quick exchange. And now you could honestly just probably move the bishop here. Actually, no. Ooh, Katie with some dynamite. Now you got to slide the bishop up here. Good job. And now, after this knight moves, you're going to push this pawn. Knight's going to take, and you're going to take back with the bishop, and it's going to be done, said match. Katie is going to win this round. And move on to the chess championship final. Oh, my word. But if Katie were... Oh, my word. And the pawn's going to fall off the board. The pawn is off the board. And in the sheer blink of an eye, Phoenix has leveled this game. This game was over. But Katie is still in the driver's seat. Phoenix has questions he needs to answer. Oh my word. An unbelievable turn of events. If you go check here, king slides over, you cannot take this bishop. You cannot take this bishop. You cannot take that bishop. The pawn's on the light square. You need to keep this knight on the board. You got to keep this knight on the board. Phoenix is now below 1 minute on his clock, and Katie has not even used over 30 seconds of her time. Oh my word. Phoenix is now at 45 seconds on his clock. Can he muster something crazy here? The knight now slides back to d7. Phoenix does not have much time to think here. He needs to be precise. The pawn now pushes forward, and the king slides up now. I honestly like it. Whenever there's a dark square bishop, it's best when you're in a low time scramble to try and keep your pieces on light squares as best as you can. As best as you possibly can. When it's knight against bishop and the bishop is on one color, try to get your pieces on the opposite color. The king does slide forward now to e6. And Katie taking her sweet time as she rightfully should. We're on move 36, and she is not even below 2 minutes now. Now she's below 2 minutes on her clock. And she is taking a bit of a think. And the king slides up. Apparently that's the wrong move. I couldn't quite tell you why. Actually, that's probably not even a bad move. Get the king in the game. Oh my god, and now Katie has the advantage. The pawn strikes. Phoenix needed to take this pawn here. A quick exchange, though. Phoenix can't move this king. Phoenix cannot move that king. Yeah, I think you need to play here. Oh my word. Oh my word. And Katie has it all. Katie has it all. King now slides over. Check. Does Katie know she's winning? Oh my word. But she slides the bishop up. And the king slides down. What is happening? Is there a fork? Is there a fork that's possible? No, because obviously a piece has to move. Duh. Now maybe you go here? Knight b7, attack the bishop? Oh my word, but how do you navigate this up? You need to go bishop g5 after that move here. Oh wait, but the pawn's dead. The pawn's dead. The pawn is literally dead. The pawn is dead. Oh my word. King's gonna take here. Oh, but the bishop slides down now. Knight take. Oh my god. And Phoenix and Katie are off to the races. And we're in a draw position. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a draw position. Is there any hope? Oh my god. Phoenix, against all odds. Against all odds. Has tied this game. All he needs to do is keep checking. He needs to keep checking. Keep the checks coming. Oh my god. But now the queen blocks, and if you take this queen, well done, but from Phoenix. If the queen comes over here to check, you need to just make sure the queen has to stay on the board at all costs for Phoenix. At all costs. This queen cannot fall off the board. It cannot fall off the board. King now slides down. And white's out of checks. You cannot check the king without losing. Okay, and there's a draw position again. Phoenix against all odds. He was down a tremendous amount in this one. Oh my word. And now this pawn's going to fall off the board. And it looks like we're going to be heading to a draw. Oh my word. Against all odds. Against all odds. Phoenix has come back. And it appears he will be forcing a draw. Unspeakable. Unspeakable. Queen c2 check. We're on move 66. King b5. Queen slides up to f5. Delivering check. Katie is looking to create something. And on move 69, Katie slides the queen up to d7 check. King b4. And this game is a draw. This game is a complete and utter draw. This is a draw. This is a draw. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And by the way, Phoenix did offer a draw to Katie, but Katie declined. Katie, oh my word. I cannot believe that this game just happened. Unbelievable. Queen slides up to B7 check. King slides down to C3. We're on move 72. And that right there is going to signify a draw. And Phoenix, against all odds, has drawn this game. And ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. We are heading to a bullet tiebreaker. And we are underway for the bullet tiebreaker in round 2 of the full Strive chess tournament. We have Phoenix playing with the white pieces, Katie playing with the black pieces, and I believe we watched from white's perspective in the last game. Actually, we're just going to keep it on white. The bishop now moves forward to c4, and we have a Vienna game max laying defense. The queen now slides up, and both these players have to play a little bit faster because this time control is very, very brutal. Oh, and I also need to get the eval bar on the screen. And the queen now slides forward to f6. And if I'm being honest, white should take this queen. The knight's going to take back. Bishop takes, knight takes, pawn takes. Oh my word. And Phoenix has the lead. Unprecedented. The knight now takes and the bishop takes back. The knight now jumps forward here to d4. And a fork is in the ropes here. King d1, top engine move. You can also play bishop b3. I don't hate that in the slightest. Now you probably could push this pawn forward to attack this knight. If this pawn moves forward here, honestly, just take the knight. You just take the knight here. And then, actually, no, it would be a blunder because after the pawn takes, you take this bishop back. Nice move there from Phoenix. And Katie takes the bishop now on b3. And Phoenix has a 2-piece advantage early on in this 2-minute bullet tiebreaker. The bishop now slides up here to e6. Pawn's under fire. King can probably just take this pawn now. Ooh, but Phoenix would take this bishop or this pawn right back. Katie slides the bishop now back to d6. Honestly, yeah, and if the pawn takes, you collect the rook. Nice. I honestly don't mind that. Yes, it says it's bad. Oh my word, but that was really bad apparently. Oh my word, because you have to take the rook. Oh my word, and Katie's gonna eat. Katie has equalized. Against all odds, Katie has equalized. Anything can happen in a bullet time scramble. Phoenix is now 1 minute and 15 seconds on his clock. He plays another move and he gets 2 seconds of bonus time. Very pivotal that you keep as much time on your clock as you possibly can. Phoenix does have a 1-piece advantage. Katie now slides the bishop down to attack the knight. And honestly, I probably would move the bishop to probably e3. Bishop e3, although, yeah, takes. And honestly, that's fine because then you slide the king over and you get over here. Good move from Phoenix. Phoenix finds the top engine move. Very nicely done. You can probably go b5 here now. No, but Katie vouches for f6 instead. And now the rook slides over. And now you probably push this pawn forward. Nicely done by Katie. And now the king slides up. And we are officially moving very, very, very fast. Pawn pushes forward now. Rook check. King slides up to f3. Pawn pushes forward. And Phoenix is, in fact, winning in this spot. He is at a +4 advantage. Can Phoenix finish this game off? He was down 10 on the evo bar in that previous game. This is now Phoenix's game to lose. Pawn pushes forward now to h4. But he checks with the pawn? Due to a discovered check? Or discovered attack on the pawn to collect that? Check is not delivered by Katie. Oh my word. And the eval bar is just an absolute roller coaster of emotions. I cannot. Another pawn push is made. But the key. But the pawn on the other side of the board falls off the board. Now the bishop slides back, defending all of this. And now maybe you slide the rook. Actually, no, it's black's move. Maybe you can't even go there because the bishop is still covering there. Rook slides over. Oh my word, and Katie's looking for a discovered attack on the king. Phoenix needs to calmly slide his king up to safety. Well done by Phoenix. Katie looking for some kind of tactic, anything to muster and save this position. Rook now slides over. And it's going to collect this pawn, actually. Oh my word. And it looks like Phoenix is going to pull off the insane finish. Bishop slides up to b6, attacking the pawn. Katie is now has a 3-piece disadvantage, and she is minus 6.5 on the eval bar. Phoenix, very cool and calmly, slides the bishop up to e5, defending this pawn. This pawn had 2 attackers on it. And now the rook slides over. You probably just push this pawn now. Well done from Phoenix. 52 seconds on his clock, a minute on Katie's clock. And Katie needs to try and find some sort of tactic here. Is there anything she can do to save this? Oh my word, and a very nice move from Phoenix, pushing the rook up. And now this pawn's going to start pushing. Actually, probably not yet. King slides over first. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. King now slides down. And Phoenix just needs to push these pawns down the board and not make any silly mistakes. And this game is done, said, match. Push the pawn forward. Probably don't push that pawn now. You probably push this pawn first. Push this pawn first. And yeah, that king moves good. King moves good. Now the king comes in here. Ooh, checked a little bit by Katie. King slides back now. Okay. You gotta push this pawn now. Gotta push this pawn. Katie offered to draw. Phoenix declined. Crazy work. All right, so the pawn pushes forward now. King slides up. You probably should have gone there. Bishop now slides down to b6. King slides up to g4. And there's no stopping these pawns. These pawns are going to start pushing. And now the bishop slides down. And this pawn's going to keep pushing p. Katie sacks the bishop in an attempt. But after you get the king here, you push this pawn. And then you go here. And Phoenix is going to push this pawn all the way down the board. And he is going to win this game against all odds. Katie had it all. She literally had it all. But Phoenix pulls off the most unthinkable comeback I have ever seen. And Phoenix delivers checkmate on move 68, delivering with the queen on g7.